And what we do is we get a little bit, we're going to use some different breaths for this one. So we're going to use like the breath of fire, and I'll explain everything. We're going to go in, we're going to do a little visualization. We're going to open up the crown chakra. And then we have about 7 or 10 minutes to just like sit in that meditative, open, expansive space to just like fully call in whatever signs and some symbols need to come through. I see Melissa doing a thumbs up. I know it's one of her favorites. It's so cool. And then when we get in the room like this and everybody's energy, especially in this room, like I'm just looking around and everybody is so, what did I do to my computer screen? Everybody is so intuitive in here. So I think it's going to be super duper good. Turn it up. I just wanted to move my screen and I don't know what I did. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I figured you were still here because I could still see the thing. I won't get started yet. I'll go into the description and stuff and tell everybody what we're doing. And I want to remember to let me write myself a note. Stop the recording before we get started. And that way when I upload them, there'll be 2 videos, but that way when you go to listen to the replay, you don't have to listen to me talk. You can just tap into the replay. So I'm roll myself a note. And if anyone sees me not doing that, feel free if you remember to remind me. Okay. So I don't know if anyone's familiar with Kundalini, but we are using some Kundalini breath today. And here we're using the breath of fire. We're using a couple different ones. But what we're going to do, this one is like, it's about 20 minutes because we spend so much time in space, just like sitting and opening up for the energies. My candle is tripping. It's like completely dancing over here. So it keeps flickering in my eyes. Hey there. It's a super magical one too. Oh, you can't see it because it's just, okay. But anyway, there's all the things in there. Okay. All right. So if you don't know, the Kundalini breath is for awakening the Kundalini, which is for the energy that lays dormant at the base of our spine. They say that, hi, Lauren's face. They say that it lays dormant at the base of the spine and it's coiled around 3.5 times, 2.5 times like a snake. And so when we start to awaken her, we awaken her energy and she gets to rise up the Sushumna column and rise up, and it goes all the way up to the crown. And so we are going to help that energy to wake up. The energy is also referred to as Shakti or goddess energy. And I was like, yes, please give me more of that. Like, let's wake her up, right? So when awakened to this energy is said to travel up the column. It activates the 7 chakras or energy centers. And this ascension can lead to profound physical, emotional, and spiritual transformations. So today we're going to get some stuff. We're going to get some symbols. We're going to get some signs. We're going to hear some messages. If that doesn't happen, that's okay. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It means that we're just going to go through it again. Sometimes if you're closed off or if you're new to this or if you haven't been using your intuition, it might be a little bit hard, and that's okay. And also, I do believe we'll get some stuff from here today, but if you do this again and again, you'll have it in the back office so you can go through it again. And I think it's just going to continue to enhance that. So like today, if you feel like you didn't get quite through all the way up to the crown, I imagine you will. But I have had a client one time who it kind of got stuck in her throat on the first round. And then in the second round, she felt it like bust through there. So we just keep going. We keep awakening her. We keep opening up that energy. Who's ready for that? Excited? So we'll do a little bit of a drop in where I set the intention, and then the first breath that we're going to do, and I'll remind you guys through it. I've got to set my little timer here. I will be like, this is the breath that we're doing. This is what we're doing it for. You don't have to remember. There's no test at the end. So halo active, which I like to call the infinity. I got to change that because it throws me off. I wrote that. Well, I think the second breath work I ever wrote. And we don't call it that anymore. So the infinity breath, which goes in through the nose and out through the mouth. So it's just in and out, just like a regular breath, but it's as soon as one breath ends, the next begins. We're just breathing in and out. We're feeling that beautiful infinity flow connection. And with this one, we're kind of just dropping in to the body. We're connecting to the body. And then we go into our bliss breath, which is the breath of fire. And this one you might want to have a tissue handy for. This one gets a little intense, but we are breathing out through the nose. And it's kind of a fast out. And then we're taking a passive breath in. So we're not taking a big inhale in, but we are taking a passive breath in so that we don't pass out. Because as we remember, there's no points for passing out. So we're breathing fast out through the nose. I just choked there. And you'll probably feel this in the base of your spine, in the lower dantian is where they call it, but down like in your womb space, you'll feel that. As you're breathing out, you'll feel the energy there. So we are going to fuel that fire and just let her raise all the way up. So we do that one for just 2 minutes. And then we go into the heart coherence breath. Excuse me. The heart coherence is the same as the infinity, but it's longer. It's 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out. So we're breathing in to the count of 6, out to the count of 6. And this wakes up our heart. This gets our heart on board. So now we are creating unity with heart, mind, soul, with the Kundalini, everything just opening up and creating a beautiful flow with our heart as well. I will count the first couple on that one, and then I'll let you guys just breathe so I can go over again like what we're doing in here and how we're waking up the heart chakra. And then we go back to that bliss breath. So back to the fast out through the nose, out. It's all just fast out through the nose. And then after that, we do the top hold, which is just like it sounds. We're breathing in through the nose and we're holding it. We're holding this breath as long as we can. And this just kind of expands the edges and wakes up more energy. And while you're in here holding this, I will just be reminding energies in the universe that we're open to receive the signs and the symbols and the messages and whatever comes through. I set the timer for a minute on this one. If you can hold your breath for 10 seconds, that's fine. 10 seconds, 12 seconds, whatever. Sometimes I can hold it for a whole minute. And sometimes I'm like, cool, 6 seconds, that's good. So there's no, like, again, just however long you can hold it is fine. And then just listen to your body. Okay, how does everyone feel? Okay, I'm so excited. I called in Holy Fire. I lit my candle. I lit my Palo Santo. I'm like, we are going to do some big stuff in here. So I am going to stop the recording and then I'll restart it. And that way, when you go to rebreathe it in the classroom, there will be 2 different ones. But that way you won't have to fast forward me when you go to breathe, because I just breathed one of our daily breathers and I was like, wow, that's really annoying to have to fast forward through all that when you just want to get into one. So, okay, let me check the music. And I'm using a frequency activation code, so it might be, sometimes it's louder, sometimes it's quieter. Tell me if you can hear that. I believe I shared it. Yeah. Is that a good volume with me and the music? Good. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna hit, I don't know why my screen is, let me keep it to my bottom button. Okay, I got my timer. I'm gonna stop the recording. You guys, one thing I didn't go over, this one's a little bit different as we talked about, so you're welcome to sit or move or stand. Since this one's more of like a meditation, I do it sitting. You know, the big ones I move on, but if this one's like whatever's comfortable for you, if you want to be laying or whatever, however feels good to you. So I'm gonna stop this.